today I'm going to be guiding you through a hip flexibility sequence for powerlifters. Even if you're not a powerlifter, you are of course more than welcome to have a little go at this. We're going to be focusing mostly on passive stretching and holding each pose for anywhere between 3 to kind of 10 breaths. Quite a relaxing sequence, one that I'd recommend you doing on a day off training, or maybe just before you go to bed as a way to unwind before you go to sleep. Try and focus on breathing in and out through your nose as best as you can, as long as that feels comfortable, and focus on breathing more into your belly as opposed to breathing into your chest. So we're going to begin our sequence today in a cross-legged position. If you're comfortable with Sukhasana or easy seated pose in yoga, you're welcome to take that. Just draw one heel in close to your groin and then stack the other heel just in front of the ankle. If this feels a bit much on your knees or your adductors, just take cross-legged. I'm going to join you in cross-legged if that's where you've gone. Just take a little wiggle up through your spine, sit up nice and tall, and really don't worry if you're quite tight in your hips and your knees lift, that's fine. The more time you spend in poses like this, the easier that's going to become. So just tap into your breath, maybe close your eyes. Relax your shoulders, try not to clench your jaw, and allow those knees to just flop out to either side. Just taking a couple of moments here in silence. You're welcome to keep your eyes closed through this spinal flexion and extension if you want to, but if you want to open the eyes now, that's absolutely fine. We're going to go for some seated cat-cows just to warm ourselves up a little bit. So if we want to, eyes closed, take a big breath in, lift your chest forward, squeeze the shoulder blades together, lengthen your neck as you lift the chin slightly. And then on your exhale, tuck the chin to the chest, roll through your spine and push those shoulder blades apart. So let's go through a few of these, moving with your breathing. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale into your seated cat. Try and keep those arms straight as we pull back into seated cat. And try and take a little bend in the elbows on the way up to seated cow. Just move with your own breath, really tune into how it feels and how it sounds today. Not making any kind of sudden or jerking movements. Let's go for one more full round, inhaling to come forward, exhaling to move back. If you've closed those eyes, then gently just blink them open. Let's bring the palms to prayer and then lift them up above our head. Deep breath in. As we exhale, we're going to drop the right hand to our mat, reach up and over with that left arm. Nice deep side body stretch. Maybe tapping in a little bit to the lower back as well here. Open your chest to the ceiling, shoulders relax. Deep breath in, lift. Exhale, take it over to the left. Think up and over with that top arm. Start to move with our breathing. Inhale, lift. Exhale to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale over to the left. One more on each side. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Let's take another big breath in, lift up. And as we exhale, we're going to fold forward over our legs. So whether they're in cross-legged or just Sukhasana, we should be feeling a little bit more of a stretch on the adductors, the inside of those legs. You can keep your arms really reaching forward, really stretch out through your upper back if you want, or you can just relax and make this a bit more passive. Maybe feeling this in the lower back, in the middle back. Maybe you're feeling it more in the hips, wherever it is. You can close your eyes to really focus on your breathing. Let everything be heavy, just fold into the pose. go for one more full cycle of breath here. Nice, and then walk your hands back towards your legs, sit up nice and tall, open those eyes if you've closed them, and we're going to tip forward and come into our tabletop pose. So roll over those shins, plant your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees under your hips, and from here, just make any little movement that you feel you need in this tabletop pose. So whether that's a cat-cow, whether that's a little child's pose, maybe a little circle of the shoulders over the wrists, give them a stretch. Try and reconnect to your breathing from here. So if you feel like it's gone out the window a little bit since coming up to tabletop, then this is your chance to just get that back. Nice, deep, steady, even breathing through the nose into the belly. Nice, let's bring ourselves back into tabletop pose. We're going to take a big breath in, and as we exhale, you're going to kick your right leg out to the side. I'm going to turn so you guys can see me. You're going to extend that right leg, toes to face the top of your mat. Tiny little bit of P&F stretching here, nothing crazy. All you're going to do is apply about 50% pressure down into both the ball and the heel of that right foot. So squeeze your quad, squeeze your glute, push that foot down. 3, 2, 1, and relax. You might notice as you relax, your tabletop changes shape a little bit, that's fine. Let's go for 2 more of these. So a little push, ball of the foot down, heel down. Remember, only 50% effort. Maybe give that quad a little squeeze. And relax. Making sure we can feel quite an intense stretch on the inside of that right leg. Let's go for 1 more. Little push down, squeeze. Remember to keep breathing. And release. Well done. Come back to your tabletop pose. Take a big breath in. We're going to extend that right leg out behind us. On an inhale, and as you exhale, we're going to sweep the right knee forward. Bring the right knee to the inside of the right wrist. And then extend that left leg out and behind you. So we're coming into a variation of our pigeon pose. It's a little bit less intense and hard work on the knee than regular pigeon is. Just make sure there's a bit of contact between that right bum cheek and the right heel. If you need to, if you're really quite tight in your hips, it might be nice to pop a block underneath your bum or a rolled up blanket or something, that's fine. And I'll leave this one totally up to you. You can either stay upright here, maybe come onto your fingertips, or if it feels good, you can lower onto your forearms and just relax. You can close your eyes and just let your head be heavy. Listen to the sound of your exhale. The longer we stay in this pigeon variation, the more you might be feeling it on the outside of that right leg, maybe into the right glute as well. Wherever it is, just find that little spot of tension and take a big breath in. Imagine you're breathing directly into that spot of tension, and as you exhale, release. Allow that area to relax. Nice, well held. Now from here, open the eyes if you've closed them and come back slowly to your tabletop pose. Just take your time, and again from tabletop, feel free to just shake it out. Any movement you want, maybe a cat-cow, anything that helps you reconnect to your breath. You're welcome to maybe extend that right leg behind, push into the heel, stretch out through that calf maybe. And then come back to tabletop. Let's do that left hand side. So extend your left foot out to the side, toes to face the top of your mat. Remember, about 50% effort down into the ball and the heel of the foot. So a little push. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Let's go again for 3, 2, 1, and relax. Last one here. Little push, 50% effort, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Amazing. Come back through center into your tabletop pose. Take a big breath in, extend the left leg out behind you. Exhale, bend that left knee. Bring the left knee to the inside of the left wrist and slide that right knee away from you. Come into your pigeon variation. Support yourself on your hands first. Maybe notice if you feel a little bit tighter in one hip or the other. For me, I'm a little bit stronger on my left hand side. My right tends to be a little bit weaker and get a little bit tighter actually as a result. So this is a bit more intense this side for me with that right leg back. You can stay on your hands or release onto the forearms. Same as before, if you've used any props to close the gap between the bum and the heel, you're welcome to use them again here. Remember to breathe deeply. Nice, well done. Let's slowly make our way back into our tabletop pose. Take your time. You can extend the left leg back and away. Maybe push into that heel. And then coming back to tabletop, let's tuck our toes underneath. We're going to lift up to our first downward facing dog. So take a big breath in. As you exhale, lift those hips high and just lower the heels in the direction of the mat. Please don't worry if the heels don't touch the floor. Take a moment here just to pedal them out. Lower one, lift one, and then switch, bending the knees as we go. If we're feeling really super tight in that lower back, take a bend in those knees as generous as we need so the belly can come onto the thighs and we can lengthen through the spine a little bit more rather than kind of curving through the top. Now if you do have really tight shoulders, maybe if you're a powerlifter you notice this a lot with your low bar squats and you want to increase a little bit of mobility there, then in your downward facing dog, try and think about pushing your head through your arms and you're going to feel a bit more of a stretch underneath those armpits. Try not to worry too much about the legs being locked. Lots of different things need to fall into place for that to happen, so don't put too much pressure on yourself to go there. Take a bend in the knees if we need. Let's take a breath. Spread out those fingers, strong arms. Nice. Now from here, we're going to lift the left hand up and off the mat. Reach back to grab your right ankle. Now don't worry if you can't quite reach that ankle. Maybe grab the calf or the knee and just give yourself a little twist. So pull on that right calf or ankle, look underneath your right armpit, take a breath, and then release down to down dog. Big breath in. We're going to step forward on that right foot, lower gently onto your left knee. Let's come into our first low lunge. So untuck those back toes, nice and passive. And you can take a couple of little rocks forwards and backwards here if you want to. Maybe just to wake up the body a little bit more, bring a little bit more blood flow into the area. And then when you're ready, come back to your low lunge. We're going to interlace the fingers and lift them up onto that front quad. Now here, if you're super tight in your hips, you're probably already feeling this loads, but if you've got space to, or if you want to work with your breathing, every time you exhale, think about dropping those hips further forward. So quite an intense passive lunge that you'll feel a lot in those back hip flexors. Make sure we're pushing that right heel down into our mat, so we might even be able to feel it in the calf as well. Lift your chest and try not to hunker down over that front leg. And if this is all a bit much, you can come out of the low lunge a little bit if you need to. Just work on relaxing with that exhale, and let's go for 5 deep controlled breaths. So remember, always trying to breathe into the belly. You can close your eyes if it helps you find a bit of focus. Keep those shoulders relaxed. Let's go for one more breath here. Make sure we're still grounding down through that right heel. Really good, and release. Come out of your lunge a little bit, scoop the arms up, deep breath in. As we exhale, left hand comes to right knee, circle that right arm up and back, so we come into a twist. Now if it feels a bit much on your shoulder here, releasing that right arm, you can just bring the right hand to the waist. Simultaneously, we're going to push the knee into the hand into the knee, so we can feel our twist happening in the rib cage, maybe in the lower back as well. Of course, nothing that hurts. Let's go for 3. Every time you inhale on a twist, think long spine. And every time you exhale, if you've got space, move into it. Try and push that left hip crease forward. Let's go for 1 more. Nice. As you inhale, come back through center. As you exhale, plant both hands on your mat inside the right foot. Take the right foot to the long edge. Move your left knee away from you. Come into lizard stretch. So untuck those back toes and really plant that right foot on the floor, not lifting onto the blade of the foot today. Now you've got a few options here. Stay on your hands if this is enough. If we need more, we can lower the forearms onto our mat. Or if this is too intense, bring the floor to you. So a block, book, or a few books is totally fine. Very similar to our low lunge. Try and think forward and down with those hips, and just hang your head nice and heavy. Closing the eyes. Trying to relax into your breath. I know it's easier said than done in this pose. Really super intense hip opener. So just notice maybe where you're feeling it more on this side. Is it underneath that right leg? Is it the sides? Is it your glute? Is it everything? Whatever it is, just try and pay attention without getting overwhelmed by that feeling. Come back to your breathing. Nice, and then slowly, if you're on your forearms, you can bring yourself to your hands. Bring that right foot to the middle of your mat. Little scoot in with that left knee. Keep your hips high, and on an exhale, you're going to shift your hips back in space and straighten out through that front leg. So we're going for a pose in yoga called half Hanumanasana, or half splits. Always sounds scarier than what it actually is, this pose. As long as you're feeling a deep stretch in the belly of that right hamstring, that's totally fine. And it's up to you. If you want more of an active stretch, lift the toes towards the ceiling. If you want more in your calf as well, that's where you're going to go. If you want to keep everything passive today, then just relax over that leg. Let's go for 3. For 2. Last one. Nice, on your inhale, come back to your low lunge. And now on your exhale, you're going to move back to down dog. Take your time. Maybe pedal out those heels again. 1 down, 1 lift, and switch. Maybe if you're feeling quite tight in those calves, you want to push both heels down. Push the floor away with your arms. Maybe take a really deep bend in both knees and straighten. Nice, let's do that second side. So lift your right hand off the mat, reach to your left leg, twist and look underneath that left armpit. Stick with your breath and release back to down dog. Next, inhale, left foot steps forward. Exhale, right knee down and tuck those toes. You can take a little rock forwards and backwards. Just checking in with the left hand side. Notice how this side of the body's feeling. And then let's come up, interlace your fingers, press the palms into that left quad, and just allow the hips to slide forward. Make sure we're relaxing the shoulders, grounding through the left heel. We're going to be here in this variation of our low lunge for about 5 deep breaths. So remember, keep breathing into your belly, in and out through the nose. And if at any point you're feeling like everything's getting a bit on top of you, if you feel like the stretch is too intense, you're welcome to take a sign out breath through the mouth. Go for one more breath. Nice, now slowly come out of that lunge a little bit, lift the arms up, inhale. As we exhale, right hand to outside of left knee, left hand either on the waist or just send it out behind you, lift and twist your chest. 3. Remember the movement, matching the breath on the twist. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, move into space. Last one. Nice, lift the arms up on an inhale. As we exhale, let's bring those hands down onto the mat. Left foot out to the long edge, right knee away from us, and come into your lizard. Now maybe have a little bit of a rock, a little bit of a twist here. You're welcome to use any kind of prop that you need here, or just stay on your hands. Try and stay rooted through that left foot, so avoid lifting onto the blade today. Just staying here, relaxing your head. Relax as you exhale. And slowly move that left foot to the middle of your mat. Take a breath in. And as we exhale, send those hips back in space. Stretch out through your left leg. Maybe flex the toes to the ceiling. Maybe keep the foot relaxed. Let's go for 2 more. Last one. Nice, as you inhale, come forward. Exhale, downward facing dog. You're welcome to take one of those sighing out breaths here if you feel you need it. Otherwise, just hold still. Remember, if you want to work just a little bit into that shoulder mobility, think about pushing your chest through towards the back of your mat. You should feel a bit of a deeper stretch under those armpits. Now from here, let's lift onto the toes. And as we exhale, drop onto the knees. Bring the big toenails together and bring the knees out as wide as you can. Wide as you can, obviously, without causing pain. So if you notice in this wide-legged child's pose you're having any pinching sensation, bring the knees a little bit closer together. Take a breath in, and then on your exhale, push those hips towards the heels and just relax. You're welcome to use any of the props you've used in this practice to just support your forehead. If not, make a little pillow with your hands. Close your eyes, and we'll spend a little while here. Slowing everything down, really tuning into the breath, allowing the body a bit of space to just relax. Don't worry if your hips aren't on your heels or anywhere near. As long as we can feel a nice deep stretch in the adductors, maybe the lower back, it's all good. Nice and slowly, we're going to make our way to tabletop. Now And then sit on your bum, extend your legs towards the top of your mat. And we're going to take one final pose in our sequence together today. You're going to bend your right knee, bring it into your chest, and then try and squeeze that knee towards the armpit space. Flex that right foot and then stack the right ankle on top of your left quad, just above that left knee. Hands are coming behind us for a bit of support as we're going to move into our seated figure four. So if this feels enough for you, just focus on using muscle, not your hand, to push that right knee down. And if you want more, bend your left knee, sole of the left foot onto the mat. Now this might be enough for you here. If you want even more still, slide your bum a little bit closer towards that left heel and really push that right knee away from you. Sit up nice and tall. Try and squeeze the shoulder blades together behind you, shoulders away from the ears. Flex that right foot. Every time you exhale, press a little bit more with that right knee. Let's go for 3 more breaths. As always, let's focus on that exhale. For 2. Last one. And release. Well done. Come out of seated figure four on this side. You're welcome to give those knees a little bit of a bang out on your mat. And then go in with that left knee. Squeeze the knee into the armpit space. Flex your left foot. Stack the left ankle on top of that right quad, just above the right knee. Either stay here, or let's bend into that right knee and slide ourselves closer to that right heel. Make sure we're flexing that left foot. Push the knee away. Sit up tall. Really squeeze those shoulder blades behind your back, opening through the chest a little bit here as well. Make sure the bum's not lifting up and off the mat. That is cheating a little bit. Let's go for 3. 2. Last one. Awesome, and release. Give those knees one last little bang on your mat. So well done everyone, thank you so much for practicing along with me today. I hope you enjoyed and I will see you next time. Bye!